After talking about the spread of rampant sin, Jesus then says, "And the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come." So the question for this episode is whether the gospel is reaching every corner of the world. Is it happening? Let's take a look. When the Bible talks about nations here, it's important to realise that that doesn't mean our modern political entities. It means something more like ethnic groups. Remember when John was given a vision of the saints gathered in heaven in Revelation, and he talks about seeing people from every tribe and people and language. He wrote, "After this I saw a vast crowd too great to count from every nation, tribe and people and language, standing in front of the throne before the Lamb. They were clothed in white robes and held palm branches in their hands." So when Jesus talks about the gospel reaching every nation, it's got more of a comprehensive meaning than what might first be realised. It's to reach every tribe within that nation and every people and every language too. Here's an illustration to help us better understand what that means. So this is what Nigeria looks like as a modern political entity. And this is what Nigeria looks like when it's broken down into its tribes and peoples and languages. As you can see, the two are quite different. As a political entity, it just looks like one homogeneous people. But when we look closer at the different tribes and languages, we get a clearer picture. Nigeria is actually made up of 540 distinct people groups. Missionaries have a working definition for people group or tribe in this respect. They say it's a significantly large grouping of individuals who perceive themselves to have common affinity for one another because of their shared language, religion, ethnicity, residence, occupation, class, situation, etc. Evangelists describe it in a slightly different way. They say it's the largest group within which the gospel can spread as a church planting movement without encountering barriers of understanding or acceptance. Using these definitions, the Joshua Project calculates that there are 16,600 people groups in the world today. Of this number, they say that 9,900 have been reached with the gospel, but 6,700 remain unreached. As a percentage, this means that 60% of the world has now heard the gospel and 40% has not. The Joshua Project does, however, note that advanced work is already underway to reach another 3,700 of these groups, which would bring the total to 13,600. Whether that be by the work of missionaries, evangelists, church planters, Bible translators, or something else, once that target is reached, 82% will have heard the gospel. The essential point then is that this prophecy is coming true every single day. Slowly but surely, the time when we can say that the whole world has heard the gospel is coming into range. Wycliffe Bible translators are continuously working to get the Bible to these remaining people groups. Then we have the advent of the internet and the spread of communications technology, plus the growth of English as a universally understood language. All of these elements mean that as we look to meet the world with the gospel, the world in a sense is coming to meet us. It's becoming easier to reach the world, and the speed at which we can get the good news to people is increasing every single day. When Jesus said, "And the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come," we're not there yet. If we were, then we should all be standing outside looking at the sky wondering why the end hasn't come. The end seems to be dependent on this prophecy more than any other. But it is undoubtedly happening. We are currently within range of reaching 82% of all people groups on earth, and the speed of our work is likely to increase in the years ahead.